Alright, so I'm home for Christmas. Random sitting on the floor video. I've never done one of these before. Chapter 1102 has come out, and once again, I just have one question for Oda, and that is why? How dare you, and why? Yes, I'm also trying to be quiet because my parents are sleeping in the other room. It's very early in the morning. We start off with Bonnie, now a full-fledged pirate, sailing across the seas looking for her father, and she's hunting him down, but every time she gets there, he warps away to protect her, kind of keep his deal, and doesn't want to bring her any more trouble, even though I feel like he doesn't really have any more ammunition for why he can't see her. But she's always chasing after him. She's getting a reputation for leaving all these children and elderly injured behind, which are likely Marines or people who have fought against her. I wonder how long her Devil Fruit ability will last after she's gone. Is it a permanent change? I doubt it, but still. Maybe just until the next time, like, water touches them. But like her father, she's also like, we'll find my dad, and then she's also saying, oh, what if I tell him that I found Nika on such and such island? She's talking to the Bonnie pirates and just going, these are our rules, we'll plunder and take whatever we want, but only from the bad guys. We'll show no mercy unless they really need it. It's like help nobody unless they really, really need help. So she's always been a sweetheart. I love that. My sweet girl is like putting on lipstick and like, I'm an adult now. Ma'am, you're 10. And then she gets the piercing on the side of her face and is just like, Daddy might not recognize me if I don't have something on my cheek. And I'm like, oh, my darling girl, my absolutely darling girl. You could morph into somebody completely different and he would still recognize you. We get snapshots of Luffy through his journey, getting his first bounty. We see Kuma's reaction to that, as well as Dragons and Ace's My Darling Boy, showing Jinbei. It's also wholesome seeing all these little moments going back. Dragon specifically is like, I need to go to Logtown. And I seen someone's headcanon on TikTok that was saying, maybe him and Garp, like, still talk to each other every now and then, and brought it up. And that's why Dragon ended up at Logtown, but more than likely, he, seen the poster, knew he was on his way to the Grand Lines, like, alright, he's gonna get himself into trouble, I need to make sure he gets himself out of it. I really like all those moments there. Sabo doesn't have his memories at this point, which is still heartbreaking to me. I do really, really wish that we got more, just an expanded look at the Thriller Bark Nothing Happened scene, precisely what Kuma was thinking. I would have loved that, but pretty much all he was, I would imagine what he was thinking was, this man respects and loves his captain so much that he took so much pain into himself that it probably would have knocked me out. Knocked Kuma out, the man who's suffered more pain than pretty much anyone. Yeah, no, that's just impressive there. And he's already seen these explorations from Luffy to suggest that between the rubbery body and just his determination and a smile, I'm sure he's already hinting at, okay, this guy might actually be Nika. I'm testing his crew members. They're protecting him. They're standing with him. Yeah, I'm going to put my faith in these guys. But I would have liked just a little tiny thought or speech bubble, a little bit more of what he was thinking there, rather than just repeating what we already saw. But still, I'm happy to see it again. Kuma is thinking of Bonnie, wishing she'll be a truly indomitable pirate or something like that, and just wishing her the best, knowing that his final mission's going to be, like, going up against the Whitebeard pirates now that the war has started and he's not going to be human anymore, and he's missing her, and it's already heartbreaking. But then, like, they break my heart further with him wanting one more look at Bonnie. So he finds her in Sabari, sees her from the window, she doesn't see him, and he's just wishing her the best because he loves her so much, and it is absolutely heartbreaking. But then he hears commotion at the human shop, whatever, auction house, and it's like, oh, what's going on here? Someone has punched a celestial dragon. That is akin to suicide, especially given how close we are to the Marine base, Navy headquarters. And who could do something this reckless and suicidal? Oh, yeah, Luffy. So he sees the determined look on Luffy's face, knowing that he has done this for his new friend Hachi, a fishman, and his crewmates are just like, well, that's our captain, I guess we're fighting. So it really cements his idea of Luffy and how he's going to change the world, and he is betting everything he has, his entire legacy, on both Luffy and Bonnie. It's like, I can't make a lasting impact on the world myself, but you two can. and thinking Luffy will change the seas. And I love this for Kuma. Kuma is top 10, if not top 5 favorite characters. I just love him so much. So he makes his apologies, thinking like, to the Revolutionary Army, I'm sorry for leaving you and abandoning you. I'm sorry for the pain I've caused throughout the world, but this will be the one thing I can do to leave my impact, and that is to save Luffy. So he interrupts the pacifista, and that's when we get the everybody sent away scene. Kuma is 100% a hero, no questions asked. And he's talking about, or thinking, you're just not ready for the new world. You have to trust me on that. I'm sending you away for your own good. Get stronger, and then take up that journey. So he is 100% saving the Straw Hats by sending them away. We already knew that back in Sabati, but the confirmation of having him think it, and just knowing everything we know about Kuma now is wonderful. Saturn is talking to Vegapunk about putting a self-destruct button in Kuma's brain because he doesn't trust Kuma at all. I'm not sure if this is going to apply to all the pacifistas or just Kuma specifically, but don't like that. Vegapunk is trying to negotiate to put kind of a switch in his brain so he can go from pacifista mode back to Kuma. That way he can be reunited with Bonnie again. But Saturn's like, no, absolutely not. You are going to remove all his consciousness. And then he says something that I hope comes back and gets himself humbled so much. Saturn says to Vegapunk, I'm also a man of science, and there's no way you could deceive me. I will see through any deception, whatever, betrayal, you'll be executed for it. I would absolutely love for Vegapunk to have taken that as a challenge and be like, you think I can't get something past you? I don't care how old or immortal or powerful you are. This is science. You're on my playing field now. This is my home turf. No, I can get something past you. Would love that for Vegapunk. And Saturn being like, you deceived me. And Vegapunk going, what? Like it's hard. I would love that so much. Yeah, no, Saturn needs to be humbled, along with thrown into the sun with Alpha and Magma Bastard. That's all I'm saying. We get Kuma thinking about Luffy and reflecting on Nika may be a legend, but it would be nice if there was an actual hero out there saving people with a smile and the drums of liberation, and he's betting on Luffy for that. Vegapunk comments on, you're betting on an awful dark horse Navy soldier here, betting on a pirate, but I think Vegapunk believes in him too, and it kind of goes more into why Vegapunk trusted Luffy so much when they first met, because he has heard all this from Kuma. Kuma, of course, had told Vegapunk that Luffy is Dragon's son, because he was going to see that in the memories anyway. He gives Vegapunk a memory bubble containing everything, just make sure you don't touch it, and I'm still saying that that bubble will eventually have to disperse and go back to its original owner eventually. So it will return to Kuma and give him back all his memories, or it can go to all the pacifistas. They will get his memories. They will all be the real Kuma now because they all have his memories, and they will use their powers to protect the innocent the way that both him and Vegapunk had always wanted them to, whereas Saturn wanted to use them as purely weapons. Instead, they will be used to protect people, and I love that. I will cry my heart out if it means Kuma still dies, and Oda is going to kill him, and he's going to crush my soul. So, Kuma is betting on the hero Nika coming back, or a memory of him, or an inspiration by him, and he's betting on Luffy to be that hero, to change the world, to change the seas. And then he says the most heartbreaking thing. Something along the lines of, he regrets all what his life has done to people, all the pain he's caused. And I'm just like, sir, you are an honest-to-God hero. You have done nothing but sacrifice yourself for those you love and those you've been trying to protect. In what world have you brought anyone any amount of pain? Vegapunk, God, love this man. If I ever had a moment where I didn't like Vegapunk, I don't think I did, but if I had, this would redeem all of it. Looks him in the eye and puts him straight, saying, you have done nothing to hurt anybody. I want the exact words. Hang on. So Kuma says, this is my life. I wonder how many people have been harmed or troubled by my actions. The darling angel Vegapunk says, your life hasn't caused anyone harm or trouble, but your death will pain everyone who's ever loved you. Through tears, he says, listen well, Kuma, you are a hero too. Not only for Bonnie, but for everyone you've ever met. And Kuma is looking through, thinking of flashbacks of like running in Ginny and everyone there, and it's perfect and wonderful. and Vegapunk is crying as he's flipping the switch to end Kuma, take away all his memories. Everyone who loves him is crying. It is honestly heartbreaking. And then, as if Oda hasn't absolutely traumatized us enough, we have the most heartbreaking thing. As Kuma is about to die, um, essentially, his last words are to Vegapunk to tell him to wish Bonnie a happy 10th birthday for him, because, of course, all he can ever think about is his daughter, even in his last moments, and it is absolutely heartbreaking. Vegapunk is distraught, crying in tears. Bonnie, having gotten these memories from the bubble later on, crying in tears, distraught. Me, myself, distraught. I can't believe the ending of that episode, or that chapter. And there's this little panel, very small, like I almost wish that was a full cover page spread, is Kuma, like, pacifista robot version with just the eyes kind of glowing. And I'm like, that's no longer Kuma. He's gone. That one hurt me. That teeny tiny little panel absolutely crushed me. And my one complaint about One Piece right now, and it has been ever since Wano, is the amount of pages needed to really hit emotional beats sometime isn't always there. We need a couple more pages, a couple larger panels, a couple bigger panel spreads. He's trying to cram so much information, great information, into such limited space. And it might just because I start at Berserk and I get bigger, I'm reading like the big fancy bind-ups, and it just allows the emotional moments to breathe and allows them to hit a little bit harder. But that's the only complaint you're getting from me recently. Absolutely loved this chapter so much. Excited for the next one. Oda is going to kill me. That's all I can say. I can't wait for adult pacifista robot Kuma to show up and kill Saturn. He's going to, I like the theory that someone made of taking all the emotional pain that he's had and putting in Saturn, and that being what's going to allow, if not kill him outright, for Luffy to take him down. Luffy will get the blame for taking down the Gorosei Celestial Dragon guy, and that's all I got. I'm excited for that moment. I'm hoping, like I said, the memory bubble will either get Kuma his memories back or all the other pacifistas. I want Bonnie to be reunited with her father. I don't want Kuma to die, but he's going to. Oh my god, what's Oda going to do? I'm wondering if Dragon's going to show up to Egghead. Can Sabo come with him? I want Luffy and Sabo back together. I don't know. We're going to go to Elbath. I don't know if there's another place along the way. I'm praying that, like after Sabaody on Egghead going to Fishman Island, we're going underwater. I want to go to Davy Jones' locker first. Hence, I want like an underworld theme. I want to sail the river Styx. It's me. Is anyone surprised? I want the next island to actually be the underworld. All right, that is all I got. I have to go. My parents are awake now, and they hear me talking to a camera like a crazy person. So,